Well, it's time to take a look rather at stories making headlines on Nigerian newspapers. And I have with me in the studio lawyer and social development advocate Jide Ologun, as well as lawyer and public affairs analyst Tunji Abdulhameed. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast. All right, we head straight to the papers now, and I begin with the Vanguard. Act on EndSars report, UN, US, CSOs, others tell Lagos State government. Panel makes 32 recommendations. Only white paper can confirm panel report CDS. Government must implement recommendations. UN, US are reacting. Perpetrators must face justice. AI, Nigeria. Army must court-martial culpable soldiers. Body George. Indicted persons must be prosecuted. Peter side also reacting there. All right, to the Nigerian Tribune now. US to Lagos federal government act on hashtag EndSars panel report. Panel submissions will accelerate process of justice. Accountability. UN representative. Amnesty International. Huriwa PDP demand justice. We are suing Buhari. Serap says. Send report to Buhari. Falana tells Somwolu. Army to make informed comment after white paper CDS. Atedo Peter side. DJ Switch falls. React. All right, to the Guardian newspaper, hashtag EndSars panel report, UN, US, Falana demand accountability. Defense chief faults procedure of release, insists armed forces are professionals. Governor yet to read submitted report, says spokesman. PDP demands prosecution and of killers, collaborators, apologize to Lagosians over Lekki Toll Gate shootings. Body George urges Sanwo-Olu. To this day, newspapers now, hashtag EndSars. It's time for healing, says UN. US as CDS cautions against denigrating army. Bitterside flees lies. Falana calls for implementation of report. All right, to the Nation newspaper. All right. Let's move to the Punch newspaper, all right. Lagos hashtag EndSars report. Federal government lists loopholes. UN, US, others demand sanctions. Sanwo-Olu advocates speed on white paper. Amnesty calls for prosecution of attackers. There's inaccuracies in report. We await white paper, says federal government official. To the Daily Times now. ASU strike won't happen in Ngige Ashores. ASU strike won't happen in Ngige Ashores. To the News Direct, fuel queues resurface nationwide. Motorists spend hours to buy fuel in Abuja. Authors find details on the pages of the News Direct. All right, to the First News newspaper, bandits enter Sokoto capital, killed civil defense combatant. All the details on the pages of the First News newspaper. All right, to the Daily Trust, 3 felling on the rise as cooking gas price skyrockets. Households, restaurants resort to firewood charcoal. It's a threat to human existence. Experts are reacting there. To the Leadership newspaper now, 13 days to December the 1st deadline. MDA's foot drag over compulsory COVID-19 vaccination for workers. 13 days to December the 1st deadline. MDA's foot drag over compulsory COVID-19 vaccination for workers. To the Abuja Inquirer, demolition. Native set to battle FCTA. Alleged flagrant abuse of due process. All right, you find the details on the pages of the Abuja Inquirer. To the Daily Independent now, broadband bridging access gap in rural areas will linger, telcos. Bridging access gap in rural areas will linger, telcos reacting there. To the Blueprint, job racketeering sets FCSC, MDAs on urge. Dozens of fake appointment letters seized weekly. Details on the pages of the Blueprint. And to the Business Day, pension funds embrace talks as bond yields decline. Pension funds embrace talks as bond yields decline. And finally, on the front page of the National Economy, foreign shipping firms force 617 billion naira congestion charges on Nigerian importers. Foreign shipping firms force 617 billion naira congestion charges on Nigerian importers. Those are the stories on the front page of the papers this morning. Of course, one of the major stories on the papers this morning, when you look through, is the reaction to the leaked hashtag EndSars report. Although the governor has received the report, a formal statement hasn't been made. He hasn't come out with a formal statement, but that which was leaked has generated lots of the reactions to which UN, US, and others are demanding sanctions, demanding that the recommendations made from what we saw with the leaked version, that it should be adhered to. And then we are seeing the governor has also said that he put together a committee who will come up with a white paper, and they are looking, he is impressing on them that they have to speed up on the white paper, as a lot of persons are already reacting to what we saw rather in that report. And I wonder what you gentlemen make of this development. Let me begin with you, Tunji.
Yeah, the first thing is to first of all commend the panel, the members of the panel. They've shown that they can live up to their responsibility in terms of being responsible and being honest and speak true to the power. I one of those who was of the opinion that, look, the panel will come and then probably put something under the carpet because of the government involvement. But I've been proved wrong. That, look, the people can also stay to their what's it called, order of living, and that's good for us. I commend them, and I want to apologize for even holding that belief that they may likely compromise and then not give the proper recommendations required. But with what we have seen, and though it's said it's leaked, but it's not far from the truth, from the information on ground. Because I listened to one of the panelists yesterday. He said though he cannot confirm whether that actually is the correct fashion of the whatever, but what they are saying, what in that report, is not different from what is in the one they submitted. Yes. So to that extent, I want to agree. Let's assume that is the correct thing. So just like other people are saying, the major, I am not in doubt. I don't have any doubt that recommendation will be made regarding payment of compensation to people before now. I'm also not in doubt that there will be recommendations. But my doubt is that will that recommendation be implemented? What will happen to the implementation of those recommendations at the end of the day? That is the only area where I have confidence that it may likely be implemented is the monetary aspect of it. The other aspect of it, in terms of prosecution and whatever, we may not see the light. It may not see the light of the day. I'm just. That's what my own thinking. I'm not saying that will be
your thinking, yes, which you have the right.
I'm entitled to.
Of course.
Springing from the board of the fact that this report took this dimension, I am hopeful that justice will be done, and then don't forget that ICC is looking in this case in particular, and that is at the global level, not even at the local level, because we have human rights infringement, and qualifying what happened as a massacre is also something to attend to, because this was an invasion against defenseless and people that were not resisting, and you could see the picture, singing the national anthem, hosting the displaying the flag of the nation, and you still went ahead to shoot live bullets. So it should be difficult to sweep this under the carpet. But like I said, if within the confines of our nation we think we can cover up, maybe not at the global level, and that is why the global community is showing interest. And let me make a reference to a precedent we have. I think on June 4, 1996, Kudirat Abiola was assassinated in this country. And the usual story, we didn't know who did it. But eventually, the likes of Al-Mustafa, spent some time in jail. So what we are asking for is that for people who are asking for an end to police brutality, to be confronted with that level of brutality, then we need to think as a people. And those who think justice will not prevail, they should please start rethinking again. Maybe under a regime justice may be covered, but justice itself has a supernatural force of coming to the light. And we are hopeful that justice will prevail in this country. Such a painful thing. And again, something we overlooked. That operation was coded 2010, 2020. So there are several elements. And thank God for his power to forgive those who have been denying, trying to make up cases. And I think by now, government should realize that the solution to all this crisis is to present good governance. But that is just my opinion, because it's still a report right now.
It's still a report
and white paper.
Yes, that was where I was going to speak, that the governor has put up a committee, and he is, impressing on them that the white paper has to come up as quickly as possible, because a lot of persons are agitating to see what will come up at the end of the day. A lot of persons are also waiting for the state governor to speak on the matter, and then move ahead with the federal government, and we see what happens at the end of the day. So fingers crossed, we'll keep hope alive still. All right.
Don't forget that, look, we need
to move.
Okay. You can move.
All right. Let's quickly move to the first newspaper now. Quickly, let's look at the story that has to do with bandits entering Sokoto capital and killing a civil defense combatant. That's what that paper is reporting, and I wonder what you make of this developing story, Tunji.
Well, it's just like it has become a recurrence event, and then it appears we are used to banditry, killing, maiming, whatever name you want to call it, in this part of the world now. And you see, the government are not telling themselves the truth, because people have been saying these people have taken over a certain community. The government will say no, they did not take over. They are only collecting tax. When you are collecting tax from a community, what are you asserting? You are asserting an authority. We are told they've moved from collecting tax to imposing leaders in those communities, which is sad.
Can we verify those?
I said we are told.
We are not. We are told.
That's what I said.
We have to be careful how we put these things out.
I did not say I confirmed it. I said we were told.
Right.
So I'm a lawyer. I choose my adjectives. We were told.
I know, because you are dressed.
In fact, I'm going to cut.
So you have to provide your evidence.
Yes.
That's why I said we were told. I'll bring the newspaper where it was said.
Reportedly.
Right.
Yes,
reportedly.
Yes, I'll bring it out.
These people are imposing
community leaders in those some area, in some part of the country, and then because the fact that we are calling them bandits, we are not realizing that they are criminals, because we tend to use that adjective to make it a mild issue. That's why we're having problems. Criminals are criminal, whether you are bandit, whether you are what's it called, you are Boko Haram, you are this and that. You criminal is criminal. So let's just call them criminals. People who are
waging war, be able to deal with them.
Exactly. People who are waging war against the state should be considered as criminal, not bandit. When you are saying bandit, you are giving excuses for them. Yesterday, or before yesterday, we were told that Alhaji Gumi said we need to provide education for them so that they will stop all the crisis. Who stopped them from going to school? Is it the problem? Is it the government? I've never benefited from government. I've never benefited anything from the government.
That doesn't mean there aren't those who have benefited, though.
Yeah, there are, I know.
Right.
I'm saying, but that does not mean I'll go and carry gun and say, because the government did not send me to school, I have to fight the government. No, that is not the issue. So we need to deal with this issue as it is, not mind sentiment apart. With criminal people who are waging war against it should not be seen as.
We see the efforts of government where some states do not have had to shut down their network services and all, and some persons are saying this is what is driving some of these bandits to some other states.
Even in states where the network was shut down, it did not stop it. For example, in Katsina State.
So it's defeating the purpose.
But let's go deep now, because we should also be gatekeepers.
Right.
Picking the case of Sheikh Gumi now setting up schools for these headers and bandits. You see, let's go back to when Chief Auduogbe woke up to announce cattle colony in the country. The template of Sheikh Gumi is playing out that script now. Don't let us overrun fundamental issues. What is going on in Nigeria? It's not about cattle rearing. It's about taking up lands. And sir, the definition of bandit is crime. Band of criminals, you know, you may want to call them robbers, operating in a lawless society. And we are concerned about the perceived indifference of the government to this.
Perceived.
For example, yes, perceived. The Attorney General of the Federation revealed that about 400 sponsors of Boko Haram have been identified. But that he's not in a hurry to name and shame them.
Right.
They prosecuted when Dubai prosecuted and convicted 4 sponsors of Boko Haram. You see, you read Sheikh Gumi making case for these bandits that they may not stop killing unless they are given land and enough money. Now we are setting up schools for them. You know, again, are you not shocked that we have so many repentance bandits? And let me anchor this on what happened outside Nigeria. Afghanistan went through the battles with the Taliban for years, and eventually that nation crashed to the rule of the Taliban. The same template Muhammad Umar started engaging is what Muhammad Yusuf in Nigeria used to start the Boko Haram that is now the Islamic State of West Africa. Recently, about 120 were killed in Sokoto State. Senator Ndume has warned now that they are regrouping around Lake Chad. So the big question now is, where do we locate Section 14 subsection 2 of the Nigerian Constitution that says that the security, 1999 as amended, that says that the security and the welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government? Bandits, they blew up a section of the rail track from Kaduna to Abuja.
Yes.
They went to NDA to desecrate this revered institution. They brought down fighter jets. Recently, a brigadier general was killed along with some others, and they reportedly came with gun trucks. Several reports to indicate that they may be having an upper hand, while appreciating the efforts of the military and all those who are engaging in these battles. I want to go back to what my president said. I commend him for it. He said himself that at long last, evil will not prevail, and that they should not think that the government is coward in this matter. But why are we portraying a picture, a situation where kidnappers mobilize billions of naira within the economy? You see, where people are so afraid. And again, we are talking about foreign direct investment. Right now, the UAE, Dubai, is opening the space to highly skilled professionals, 5-year visa. Singapore is not going around the world begging for people to come and invest in Singapore. And we are in, you know, so if we want to deal with the poverty in the land, you must first pass the exam of securing lives and properties and putting on the front line good welfare for the people. And unless these two issues are dealt with as constitutionally mandated, we are going nowhere. And again, what about the political promises made to Nigerians? Where are we today? But some have told us we are better now than we were when this regime started. But I know that the bag of rice that was 7,000 naira then is now about 35,000 naira. And our total indebtedness in March 2015 was about 12.12 trillion naira. It's in the region of 34 trillion naira today. So let's leave us with those indices, and you can dip more. But what we are saying is that Nigeria deserves good security. Nigeria deserves peace and prosperity. And we keep praying to God that the leadership will tie with these expectations and deliver.
Your final word, or you want to react?
I want the government to up their games and see security as their major responsibilities. If you like, do infrastructure from here to Cameroon or Nigeria or wherever. If there is no security, those infrastructure will not have any effect on the citizen. So government should realize that, look, their major responsibility is security, and they must ensure to ensure that this security,
they deliver on that.
Exactly.
All right. We'll have to leave the conversation here now, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Social development advocate and lawyer Jide Ologun, as well as lawyer and public affairs analyst Tunji Abdulhameed, for your time on the program.